All right. We got it. We got Twitter. We got Exxon. That's not like a gas station doing it. We got Exxon. That's fun. Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
All right. I was looking at it.
Oh, it was easy to set up. You just add it to it,
That's good.
and it should be on. It should be on my channel on X right now.
Oh, yeah.
So the Subway guy didn't want to eat Subway. He went over to the pizza place and got a pizza. I guess if you're looking at Subway sandwiches all day long, you don't want to have a Subway sandwich for lunch. So now if Anthony, I think if he wants to add, if you add him to our collective, so to speak, um, he can add his destination as well. We have an extra spot. We got an extra spot open now.
Yeah.
So, but we have to get him all set up on being able to sign in. And I think what we might do is have Jenny. She can just kind of like, since she's going to be his co-host, let her sign in on his sign in. You know what I mean?
All right.
And in that way, we don't have to. Then we still have one more space left for somebody that might want to be a admin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then with this sign on, she can sign in anytime and do a show.
Uh-huh.
So
all right.
that makes sense. I could have gone. They were actually doing 30 miles an hour there. I was like, what? Somebody actually following the speed limit? All right. Now, Rumble Talk is paid for. That's all squared up now. It's all paid for. I forgot that was due today.
Now, here's a good question. When you look at school systems back when you was going to school compared to now, what do you think about it from way back when to today and why?
I thought they cared more for the students back when I was going to grade school. And I think even when I went to high school, I thought they cared more for students. They cared for the student as a person, not as a dollar amount for what they could get. Okay? We were never used, as far as I know of, we were never used for a political pawn, like like I think Trump had said before, which he has his right to say that. He said if you don't do it this way, then you're not going to get federal funding for the school, right? Which it makes sense. You gotta follow by the rules,
Okay.
So I mean, I don't have anything against that situation, but then you have others that are giving the seats for the classrooms that should be used for United States citizens, for the children, right? They're giving them away to non-citizens. That makes no sense to me, Bobby. Our children that are United States citizens should have the seat before anybody. You would agree with that, I hope.
Yeah. I can tell you one thing, that stupid punk of a governor that we have today,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay. So you get that. You understand that.
yeah, took away waiver rights for graduation for anybody that's not American
Oh wow.
that our former governor did.
Oh wow. Well,
I
that's
mean,
crazy.
I mean, you would say the same thing too, huh? That punk, also known as the governor.
Okay, he did what now? Explain that. What he did.
Yeah. So our previous governor intended the for the immigrants to have a right to graduate. Our current governor took that away.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not the children's fault that they're here, Bobby. That's what's
Right.
really frustrating. If,
Right.
of course, if they're born here, I'd classify them as a U.S. citizen. Okay, they were
Okay.
born on American land. If they're born here, now the only thing that would stop that is if they came across and the mom gave birth just for that reason. So the child could be born in America, then that would be a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if she's been here for a while though, she's working on her citizenship, and then she gets pregnant and has a kid, and the kid has to go to school, right? I get that. I'm not complaining about that, not at all. And I
Yeah.
think if the kid is going to school and he was born here, then technically he would be a U.S. citizen, obviously, because he's born
Yeah.
here. Now, um, then if he's going to be graduating, he should be able to graduate. Yes, by all means.
Yeah.
And if the governor felt so inclined to stop that because he's prejudiced or whatever, that's ridiculous. And I can see if it's a security issue, maybe, or they want to be fair to the locals, to the not to necessarily whites or anyone else, but to the locals that live there. You know,
Right.
uh, then I can see, that could be a problem. That could be a racial issue more or less than anything else, in my opinion. But I think if the kid is going and he goes through school all them years and they let him go to school, let him graduate for crying out loud. That's what I say.
I mean, like I said, I think standardized testing needs to go because that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of standardized testing, now you be so darn sure that it's going to be all right.
Yeah. Well, not everyone is learning at the same speed, Bobby. All right.
Right.
And so standardized testing isn't really that good anyway. I mean, even if you pass the test, that doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. That just means you passed the test. Anybody can pass the test for crying out loud. In my situation with ADHD, you're born with ADHD. You know that, right, Bobby?
Right.
ADHD is not something that you acquire over time. Now, it can get worse over time. I don't know that it can get any better. I don't know that it can get better at all, but I know that it can't develop outside of birth. ADHD is something. ADHD is something that you're born with from day one, basically, and it's uncontrollable as to how it works out. You end up, you're born with it, you're stuck with it, you got to live with it your whole life, and there's no getting around it. When I'm talking about learning on a standardized test, I'd be lucky to pass with a C minus or D plus on a standardized test. And I consider myself to be kind of smart, but at the same time, my learning ability isn't that great. So even
Yeah.
on learning standard education process. My challenge is trying to understand it on my level, which is a whole different level than yours, whole different level than somebody else that has no trouble at all. You know, you
Yeah.
might have your own set of problems I don't even know about. So how do we fit inside that standardized testing ranking? You know, how do we stand down there? That that's hard question there, Bobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if I go through all the 4 years of high school and I get done and they say, oh, you can't graduate because you didn't pass this test. Like, oh crap, I did all that work for nothing. What? That would really
Yeah.
upset me. That would upset me, Bobby. And especially if it was
Yeah.
my child that was getting told that. That would really, especially when I was paying all those taxes for the school, oh man, that would make me mad.
Yeah. I just wish I wish standardized testing would be getting rid of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question though, Bobby. Thank you for that. And that's something we agree on, Bobby. Look at that. Holy shit, we kind of agree on that. You know? So
Yeah.
you want a veggie burger? There's your veggie burgers. We're making them right now.
Oh,
Hi guys. Got some little ones in there. Weird to think they start out that small and they don't realize they're going to be food for us later.
yeah.
Mr. Rock is here. He says he don't care about all that.
Hey,
He
Mr.
hopes
Rock.
everyone. He is hoping everyone's having a great day out here. So he takes a lot of notes, though, Bobby. As we're driving by, he takes a lot of notes.
Yeah.
He's always taking notes in case he's ever asked a question. Like the question of, what do you think, Mr. Rock? And he'd have all the answers.
Yeah.
Can you see if I'm working on my X account, Bobby?
Yeah. Yeah. It's working.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
just had to redo the login because I was on a different browser. But then when I
Okay.
did it again, it was working.
Yeah, just find the Earth Radio X. And for anybody watching, I'm new on X as far as officially new and paid account premium. And X Earth Video at Earth Video. Check us out. And when we get back Facebook, then we'll have an extra destination. That'll work out. I got to be
Yeah.
really careful what I share from X and from TikTok and things like that. Anything you share from TikTok, you're going to be mad because they want to shut TikTok down, right?
Yeah.
So
And
you
it's
got to
the
be careful
Americans
with
that
that.
want it shut down.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the
And
Democrats or the
it
Republicans
was
or
both sides. It was both sides.
and that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. I didn't know if it was both sides. I'm not trying to pick on any one side, Bobby. You know me. I'm universal in that sense. I'll pick on whoever needs to be picked on. But let's be realistic about it all. Don't be hateful on anyone. I mean, in my opinion, she just is not presidential material, Bobby. To be honest with you. I mean, all the families, Bobby. Here's what happened. If you go to TikTok and you look at the 13 soldiers that lost their lives in the Afghanistan exit debacle. Yeah, and that was under Biden and Harris, right? So
Right?
Trump goes to visit the families that are honoring their sons and daughters that lost their lives on that situation, right? They, the families, requested that Trump attend the ceremony. The families requested it, Bobby. He didn't just show up for an election, you know, deal.
And that's what I don't get. It shows that you don't want to press it. You wanna like a proven overthrow so that you would have more like a kingdom instead of democracy.
Yeah. Well, see, we're not a democracy, though, Bobby, if you understand. We are a republic.
Well,
You understand that one, right? We are a republic, not a democracy. The democracy is the basically the formality of what we have established, but the republic is what we really are. Look at it, though. Say the Pledge of Allegiance, Bobby. Go ahead, look it up.
I get what you're
And it
talking about.
says the Republic of the United States. Doesn't say democracy of the United States, right? Okay.
Okay.
So, and we the people is a republic. It is not a democracy. The democracy part is where the politician is trying to control everything that we do. On both sides now, Bob, not just one side. On both sides, the politician is trying to control what we can do and what we have the right to do, whatever. Okay? Now, a republic is not that way. A republic is the people have the say so and the control of who is getting hired, who is taking leadership of our country. Okay? In a democracy, the people have to listen to the so called leadership, and we don't have any say so over what we can do or not do. Okay? We have to do whatever they tell us to do under a so called democracy. Under the republic, okay, the people have
Okay.
more of a say so over who they can vote in, who they want to have in the leadership, and what we can and can't do, including free speech. Okay?
Okay.
So now, this is all in my own personal opinion, any fact checkers. I don't think Twitter has very many fact checkers in this situation, so we're not going to worry too much about that. But just to say, allegedly, as Craig and Joey talked about, allegedly, um, a republic is where the people have control and the freedom to do what they want. The democracy is where the politician has full control and the people have nothing to say about it. That's the difference. And who always tries to claim about, who is always claiming about the democracy of America? That is always the Democrats that claim that. The democracy, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. We are a republic, period.
Okay.
There's no debate on that. Look it up. Research it. What is the United States of America? Is it a democracy or is it a republic? Look it up, seriously. Is it a democracy or republic? And I'm not trying to argue with anyone. Just look it up, find out, see if I'm not right. If I'm right, tell me. If I'm wrong, tell me. I don't care. I want you to look it up and clarify that. And if I got it right, wonderful. Then I got it right. That's something I learned over my 13 years of schooling. After I took civics class twice because I failed the first time.
Imagine
Again,
this is the spring semester of your senior year. And
yeah,
you have to catch up with one because you actually fell in the fall.
yep. I had to retake it, and I had to pass it the next time, or I wouldn't have passed it, and I wouldn't have graduated in June because the requirement you had to pass the civics class.
Right. Yeah, whenever I was going to school, you had to have like the minimum requirements is you're supposed to have like 2 courses of math, 3 courses of social studies, a course of or 2 courses of PE,
Oh wow,
and 4 courses of English.
wow.
and 3 courses of science.
Yeah.
But then you had about like a set number of electives,
Yep.
and that's just about it.
Oh wow. Yeah, the only thing I did in math was I got through algebra. Is about as far as I went on that. And then I barely passed. I passed with a D, D plus, or maybe a C minus, D plus. I don't know. I didn't do too well in math. In algebra, there's only a couple of things I really enjoyed, and which is pretty amazing. I even enjoyed that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. Happy holidays, guys.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And holidays tomorrow, actually, but I might not be driving by there tomorrow. I think I might just take tomorrow off and enjoy today.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nothing to do tomorrow. Pretty much everything's shut down for the holiday, and I got the money in there today, so we should be good for that. I can pay my storage bill now. So.
All right.
Yeah, I'm glad we got Twitter running now. Oh, that's awesome. How does it look over there? Look good?
Yeah, it's good.
And I don't know how long of a stream I can do. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. I think because I'm a premium customer, I don't think there's any limit on it. So that's pretty awesome. Man, I like that. A lot of people watch Twitter. Is it now I got the phone sideways. Is it what? Is a screenshot? Is the screen? Okay, it's widescreen then? Okay, good. Yeah. Good. All right. That's awesome. Man, that's exciting.
Not a portrait widescreen, as some people would call it.
All right. But it doesn't have the thick black lines on the side, right?
No.
Okay, good. All right, let me open this up and we'll do the... Yeah, now I hope that Wasp doesn't come after me again. He was trying to build something else again. I don't know what the heck he was trying to do after I sprayed. And then he tried to attack me, Bobby. He tried to come after me when I was looking at it. Bastard. All right.
Hold on. Here we go. Dr. Rose, reminding you that you should continue listening and watching the Earth Radio on your favorite device on Mixlr, Podbean, YouTube, X, Trouble, Odyssey, and Rumba, and we'll hope that we're back on Facebook real soon. And with your glorious gift of $40 by going to earthradio.com, hit that big PayPal button. You will see this nice glorious hat while supplies last. And because if you do that, I'll cover my bumblebee. Or even in my... Oh, what the hell? Hang on. Hit the wrong button. Or even my TIE Fighter. I'll beam you up. You better pray you God because you know what's going to happen to you and your wallet. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So one thing, like I always say, Bobby, what we can do, all right, we don't always have to agree on everything, and we're not going to. That's just the way it is. But what we can do, Bobby, is we're both faith believers in a superior being, right? We believe in God, and it could be a little different for each of our own beliefs, but we still believe in a God, right? So what we need to do is pray for the right decisions to be made and the right person to win in November. I'm not trying to preach any party or anything. I'm saying that we need to pray, okay? And we just pray for the right decision, that God has his hands on the results and on the final answer of who's going to be in there. Because, he's the one that puts people in control, whether we like it or not. Okay? He's the
Uh-huh.
one that puts the leaders in control. Okay?
Yeah.
And
All right.
sometimes we don't have good leaders. And we have to
Yeah.
live with that. Okay?
Yeah.
In the we read it in the Old Testament, I think, a couple of times. We read about how you pray for your leaders, because if you don't, they can pretty much tell you they can mess your whole life up if you don't. So you got to pray for them so that they get the right leadership. Whether they're evil or good or whatever, pray for their leadership. If it's an evil person, you pray for the replacement for a good person, and things like that. But yeah, there are just different ways we can do that. So beyond liking anybody or not liking anybody, we still have to pray for their leadership and that they do the right things. Okay, that's what we want to do.
Right.
So
Right.
with that, we are out of here, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. We might do a chatters today, Bobby.
Uh,
Do chatters for an hour or so, maybe 2 hours. If Mark is on, then we'll end it at 5. But if he's not on, then we'll go on till for a little bit. Okay.
all right.
And hey, we can do chatters on Twitter now, on X. Hey, there you go. Man, it is exciting. I like it. All right. We are out of here, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for testing that X with me and getting that all figured out. That's exciting. I like it. All right. Bye for now.
Yeah, thank you for watching.